Welcome to this week's Read the Bible Together session. So, we are continuing our Old Testament stories, and this week, again, from the book of 1 Samuel. You can follow along in chapter 16, verses 1 through 13. And this is a story of when David is chosen to fulfill his very important role in our biblical history. So we are reading, as always, from the Spark Story Bible from Spark House Publishing. And this is David is Chosen. So God said to Samuel, I have a job for you. And you might remember this from last week, right? Samuel was caring for Eli, and God called Samuel several times through the night. And finally, they figured out that it was God calling and not Eli calling. So now God has something else for Samuel to do. God says, I want you to anoint a new king. Here's what you need to do. Bring a horn filled with oil to Bethlehem and look for Jesse and all of his sons. One of his sons will be the next king. Samuel was afraid that God's job was too scary. The old king was still around, and he was a very mean guy. But God promised Samuel, I will help you. So Samuel walked to Bethlehem and found Jesse. Line up all your sons, and let's see who will be the next king, Samuel said to Jesse. Samuel looked at the first son, Eliab, and felt sure God would choose him to be king. Eliab was big and good looking, but God disagreed. And Samuel was looking at the outside of Eliab, seeing how strong he looked. God was looking at the inside and did not see the right love in Eliab's heart. And one by one, the sons came forward to see if they would be chosen. And you can see there Samuel and examining all the sons on behalf of God. This one, nope, sorry. This one, How about this one? Don't think so. Finally, they ran out of sons, except for one, that is. Jesse's son David was outside watching the sheep. They called for him. David came inside. He smelled a little bit like sheep, but his eyes sparkled with joy and love. David was just a boy, gentle and quiet. Samuel tried to see David from outside and inside. This one. A hush fell over the room as everyone waited. Yes, God told Samuel. Yes, Samuel told everyone. Samuel poured oil from the horn onto David's head, anointing him with God's love and joy. David would be the next king. And there you can see David with his shepherd's staff and the sheep looking on as he is anointed by Samuel to be the next king. And in the next couple of weeks, we will continue the story of David and how David is called to use his gifts for God's work. So this week, as always, think about your gifts and how you can use them, and take time to pray and recognize that you are also God's child and loved by God.